So Project Stashdown is getting a bit of a glow up. Hi everybody. Today I am going to be talking about sort of the evolution of my Project Stashdown challenge into something I'm going to call hashtag Hot Wallet Summer. It's basically a summer no-buy. So what do I mean by that? Why am I doing that? Well, I want to use up my shit. And I've been doing this Project Stashdown where I'm focusing on using specific products. But this last month, it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to for various reasons. And what I found was that while I was trying to use those products, I was still buying other things. And I realized that I need a bit more of a kick in the ass. I have been focusing on new hobbies and self-care this year, and with those things can often come more spending, and that has actually been the case. Now, I have not done spending that is outside of what is feasible for my family, but we have other things that we want to work towards, and it would be really good if I could bring it in a bit. The problem is that I've gotten in the habit now of picking up things whenever I want them without even thinking about it, and that's really not a great place to be. It's funny, I grew up in a family that was below the poverty limit, and we didn't, our allowances were used to buy us snacks from 7-Eleven because my parents couldn't afford to buy us snack food. They could barely afford to get us regular food, right? And so I've always had a weird relationship with money, and then I get to a point where we're relatively comfortable, and I was focusing on hobbies, and somehow it flipped. And so I just need to kind of retrain myself a little bit to not be horrified of money or buying things when I need them, or even when I want them, but also to not compulsively spend, and especially in this past month with all of the decisions being handed down and the dismantling of rights and the reminders of other rights that have already been dismantled. It's emotional spending for me has also gone way up. And so I'm trying to kind of not only use what I have, but not bring in more stuff. So that's kind of why I'm doing this. Let's talk about the rules I'm setting for myself. Parameters really help me. I'm a rule follower. I'm also someone who says, don't tell me what to do, but that's a whole different story. But because I'm a rule follower, setting parameters is very helpful for helping me really understand what I'm doing and where my boundaries are. So let's talk about them. The first rule is the time frame. Now this challenge, it could extend, I don't know, but for right now I am making it from the day I'm filming this, which is July 6th through September 6th. So 2 months, 2 summer months, basically the majority of July and August. Now this video is going up on the 12th, so already 6 days in, but you can join me if you want to and set your own parameters. These are just the dates that I am using. I'm also going to be posting a graphic on Instagram. This will already be up, but I'll put it in a highlight. So if you want to use that to talk about your hot wallet summer, then feel free to use it. Now I'm going to give you some kind of detailed rules, but the overview is that these are the things I will not be buying during this challenge. No beauty items, no skincare items, no planner or art supplies, no books, no houseplants, no containers, no shoes, no bags, no clothes for me, and no home items, decor and things like that. I'm gonna work with what I've already got. I have a list here of stores I am not going into. The stores are Michael's or any other craft store. Michael's is my main craft store I patronize, but there are other craft stores in the area, so Michael's and other craft stores. Number 2, Geary's, which is a local art supply store, and also any other art supply store. Number 3 is Ulta and Sephora, for obvious reasons. Number 4 is Bath & Body Works, for even more obvious reasons. The Container Store, Home Goods, World Market, with World Market having the slight caveat that if I need a food item from there that we are out of, that's where I get our syrups for our coffee bar. If we run out, which is not likely going to happen in the next 2 months, but if it would, I would have to do a pickup order with curbside, so I wouldn't actually go into the store. IKEA, it's a big one off of the list. Amazon, I'm only going to give myself 1 order per week, and that order cannot include any of the items above, but if I need to order anything else for the house, then Amazon is fine. I can go to Target for groceries and for home supplies detergent and things like that, but I can only do pickup, so I don't actually go into the store and browse the home section or the planner section or whatever. And then finally, Etsy and sticker shops. Now I can go onto Etsy to do work for my Etsy shop, which is currently closed just because of the water damage in my basement. The shop stuff is fine, but I can't actually get to any of it right now. But shopping on Etsy or sticker shops, I've got plenty to get me through this challenge. So I'm not going there either. I do have some exceptions. If I run out of cleanser or moisturizer, I probably won't run out of cleanser. I just bought a new big bottle of it. I may run out of moisturizer probably in the next 3 weeks. I don't have backups of either of those things, and I desperately need them because I need to wash my skin. So like those items, and under cleanser, I also have my cleansing balm because that takes my makeup off. Any of those 3 things, if I run out of them, I can repurchase them because I use them. I have backups of my toner. I have alternatives to my serums and to my sunscreen. I have everything else I need. Like, I have an extra. It may not be the one that I currently am loving, but it's one that I've liked before. So I want to just use those rather than going and buying something new. So like things like shampoo and shit like that. Like if I run out of those, then I can buy them. But when it comes to more specialty items, no. And I guess on that same note, number 2, if I run out of hand cream, which is unlikely, but possible, I can repurchase that because again, I live in high altitude and I am on diuretics. So I'm basically a raisin. I can buy a new swimsuit, one new swimsuit, and it's because my old swimsuit doesn't fit me as well anymore now that my kidney belly is bigger, and we will be going somewhere where we're going to be at the pool a lot for our vacation, so having a new swimsuit is important. That's actually not something I'm excited about. I actually really hate swimsuit shopping because of my height and because of just the way my body is shaped. A lot of you, I'm sure, can understand that feeling of dread when it comes to swimsuit shopping. Well, that's kind of where I'm at right now, so that particular thing I do need to buy, but I'm not counting that in the things that I'm not allowed to get. But just one. No cover-ups. No beach bags. Just a swimsuit. We're going to go on a road trip. The kids are going to fly and see my sister in Bend, and then we're going to drive out there with Layla and spend some time out there later this summer. When I'm on my trip, if I forget something that's crucial, like sunscreen or cleanser, I can go buy a new one. But crucial means I need it, not I need it. Yes to sunscreen if I forget it. Yes to SPF lip balm if I forget it. No to lipstick because there's no way I'm forgetting every single lipstick. And we're driving, so it's not like I need, travel sizes of anything. And then finally, I know we're going to be going on a trip to Target inside the store once we get back for school supplies for RJ. When we do that, it's just school supplies for RJ. The only exception is if there is something amazing that I'm going to need for review for my channel, and the chances of it selling out are high. I don't expect that to happen, but if that does happen, then potentially. But I should have enough items to review for this channel for the next 2 months without needing to buy anything. I've got kind of a backlog going right now. So those are my rules, and if I have to add any more exceptions, I'm going to talk them over with Jessie and maybe put them on Instagram, because what I don't want is to be like, well, I forgot this exception, and then I forgot this exception. That's a slippery slope I'll start heading down, and I don't want that to happen. So those should be the only exceptions. I can't really think of any others that will be upcoming before the end of that time frame. Now that we've talked about the rules, we've talked about the exceptions, how am I going to actually make this work for me? What are my strategies I plan to use? First of all, I'm going to track it in my planner. Originally, I thought maybe I should create a spread in my bullet journal. And then I realized, no, what I really need is it to be right in front of my face every single day. And the best way to do that is to put it just on my weekly planner. So what I will probably do is start with a spot on my planner every day to just check off. And then I might move it to my monthly planner, or I might move it to my bullet journal. Like I already said, I will have a graphic up on Instagram as well. But that's mostly just for outside accountability. For my personal reminders, it's going to go into my planner in some form or another over the course of time, so I can just keep looking at it. Weekly, on my weekly spread, daily, not my daily spread, but on my weekly spread is probably the way it's going to hold me the most accountable. Number 2 is to actually use what I already have. We've already kind of talked about this with the backups that I have for my skincare. For example, I know I really love the Supergoop sunscreen. That's what I usually wear, but if I run out of that, I have a Japanese sunscreen there's a Japanese lifestyle store nearby me, and I bought one out of curiosity. It's still in the package, so I'll use that one if I run out. I have plenty of makeup to use. Even if I run out of something I love, if I run out of blush, I have plenty of other blushes. I will be fine. I don't have a massive makeup collection. The majority of my makeup fits in a caboodle, but I have enough to get me through. I have enough of everything. The only thing I might need to get a new one of is mascara, but I have a backup of mascara. It's not my favorite mascara, but it'll do, right? It'll do. That'll do, pig. I also have a stack of to be read books that I just need to get through. Like, I've got things already. I've got plenty of planner stickers. I've got plenty of stuff that could just be used if I wasn't constantly bringing new stuff in. Number 3 is to take better care of what I actually already have. Plants were the thing that were right at the top of my list. I have really fallen down the rabbit hole of loving having houseplants, but it can get overwhelming when I open up my Planta app and I have 23 tasks for the day, and yet I still bring in more plants. So I just need to be comfortable taking care of the ones I already have rather than bringing in more and overwhelming myself more. And at the end of this, maybe I'll bring in another one, but in the meantime, let me just take care of the ones I already have. This also really has to do with my clothes. I'll talk about this in the video after this one, but I want to reorganize my closet a little bit just to bring the summer clothes to the front so that sometimes you open your closet like, I don't have anything to wear. Maybe you do. It's just kind of not accessible to you at the moment. So that's something else I need to work on, is just bringing my maxi dresses and stuff like that out of the recesses of my closet into the place where I actually notice them the most. Number 4 is to take advantage of shit in the area. Now, I'm not talking about stores. That's part of the problem. Like, when I lived in Napa, there weren't a lot of stores I could go to without driving hella far. But here in the Denver metro, like, I get to 2 different Container Stores in 15 minutes. I get to IKEA in 15 minutes. But there's other things in Denver too. There's other resources here. For example, I'm already a member of the Aurora Library, but I want to be a member. I also just became a member of the Denver Library. So if I need books, I can get them from there. And I'd love to actually physically go into one of the bigger Denver libraries and just check it out. Wandering libraries, especially when they're air conditioned, is so fun. If I want to go to the garden center, maybe I should just go and make a trip to the Botanic Gardens, which I became a member of this year, so it's free. And I could take pictures there and just get my plant on there without actually buying anything new. Stuff like that. Take advantage of the parks. Jesse really wants to take Layla to parks. If I'm feeling the itch to go emotional shopping, maybe I should go for an emotional dog walk instead. And then finally, number 5, I want to remove sources of temptation, mainly by removing apps from my phone and unsubscribing to email lists. So, like, I'm going to remove the Amazon app. So if I'm going to put an Amazon order in, it needs to be done on my computer. I'm going to remove the Michaels app, remove all of those other apps. And then I'm going to reorganize my phone so that the apps I do need to keep will be hard to get to, whereas the stuff I really want to be using, like the Peloton app and the Denver Botanic Gardens app, and those things will be front and center. That way I can kind of trick myself. When I want to do something, it's easy for me. I might come up with more strategies, I don't know, but the point of this entire no-buy, this hot wallet summer, is to kind of reset my expectations and the way that I feel about spending and making it something more thoughtful rather than just a habit. And I'm so sorry if you're hearing things. The cats are getting into it right now. I gotta go check on them. So that's maybe a good spot to end this video. So let me know in the comments below. Are you going to join me in Hot Wallet Summer? Are you going to continue with Project Stashdown? If you're going to do either of those things, what are the items or whatever you're going to use up, or the items that you are going to try and avoid? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear any strategies you have. If you've done a no-buy before of any type, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, my friends, peace.